What it is, it's your boy Varsky the Jollis, and I'm here with the Cuzzo, the one and only,
Mazia! You know this,
in
man?
the fullness of effect.
Uh
Welcome
huh, uh
again to
huh.
this Power Up Podcast. We are the one and only Cuzzos from two different places at the same time, in the same
Mm
place at the same time. And we ain't doing it no better than this. What you talking about? We'll put money on it.
hmm. Well, we put our money where our mouth is and it's paying off. So that's what's
Exactly.
up.
Hold on a second. I gotta do. I'm gonna do it that way because it's safe.
Mm.
we come from the rap culture. It's a little bit different. So, Cuzzo, what are we doing today? What is the breakdown look like? What are we talking about?
Man, today is a very, very exciting day.
I
Today's
like that.
episode is about why your current social circle is silently sabotaging your highest financial ambitions. That's what it's about
Mm.
today.
At the end of the show, you might want to find some new friends because the ones you're doing this with might not be working for you.
So true. So true.
You know, it's funny. It's funny we say that because, especially as we get older, they've
Hmm.
always told us that you're the company that you keep.
Hmm.
You hear, especially coming from the Caribbean culture, a
Oh yeah.
lot of our family always say that about, yo, you show me your friends, I'll show you who you are.
That's what's
That
up.
was
Like
always the big thing.
I grew up every single day, like hearing my mom yell in the house, "Drop your friends, get rid of them, stop hanging around them." Why that? Like it was a normal thing, right?
Man, I understand it because for me, it was like I was the kind of person that I would share everything with my friends.
Well, they're your
Everything. So,
friends. That's
of
your
course, man.
circle.
Of
Those are your
course, man.
homeboys.
Like you don't realize it though. Here is like my mom would buy a box of patties, right?
Mm.
So the big box of patty, the big white box with the
Oh
with the
yeah,
patty in it. And this is
a
before they had all the
dozen.
different flavors. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it was either
This is what
spicy. I think even before mild, it was only spicy.
it was spicy, and you had the little red dot in it to tell you the difference. Right.
Yes.
So it's like me, I would go like, if we have a box, right? If I had four friends, I'm bringing four patties outside so everybody could have one. Right.
Hmm.
But as you get older, man, you start realizing that that's probably not you don't really realize what you're doing until you actually get older. That's that's
Yeah.
that's always been the craziest part for me. Right. I think one of the biggest things they say, like I was reading an article the other day. You said you're an average of the five people you spend most of the time with, and that's just like on off rip,
Hmm.
you know. And if you think about it, so if you spend time with people who, man, you know what, every time let's go out and get drunk, let's go talk about people, let's go have fun, let's go do this, let's go do that. You find yourself in a situation where you know what, not
Just
everybody's sharing your goals.
That's what I'm saying. You're just burning money. You're hanging out. You're not like even collaborating on different ideas that could actually make you come up.
That's different. Right. That's a big difference because when I look at it, I see friends of mine who there's friends I get on the phone with, and we'll talk about everything we went through,
Hmm.
right? And then we'll turn around and then we'll talk about, all right, so this idea for this, let's take this and we're gonna build this cartoon based upon this.
Yeah,
All right, you and
those
I,
are those are good friends. Like if you could build with some people that you could actually follow up with and make some stuff happen, and people are willing to invest into it, whether it's time or money or effort or resources, those are true friends.
for me, when I look at it, you don't really realize that, like, when you really think about it, right? The one thing you don't want to actually, admit as you're getting older, some of your friends may not have the best intentions for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, you don't really know if someone has bad intentions for you. You got to
Right.
learn over time. You got to learn over time
Right.
by certain subtle movements, how they move over here, or what you heard and from this person or that person. You don't really know until they expose their cards per se,
Nah,
and now
man,
you know if this person's in your corner or not.
bro, I remember one time I'm sitting here, it's like my dad made me a mixtape,
Hmm.
right? Mixtapes was big back then. All right. My dad made me a mixtape, and the mixtape was kind of cool. And then I had some friends come by and listen to it.
Mhm.
right? I thought these guys was cool, right? Man, before I knew it, I see them leave the house and everybody starts running. I'm like, why is everybody running?
They took your mixtape.
They took the mixtape. They
Man,
took the mixtape. I'm like, yo, my dad paid me that,
that's
right?
crazy.
Man, cuz I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Right. I I guess they thought they were fast,
You
right?
caught them.
I caught them, right?
Oh,
I caught them. Man.
man.
I'm like, man, none of y'all are athletic, man. What are y'all doing?
Trying
Right?
to
I was
teeth man's mixtape.
man, bro. I ran from my mom's house, right? It had to be about a good 400 yards,
Mhm.
right? In a sprint, just right? Came around the corner around Oakland Park Boulevard. Caught him. I'm like,
Mhm.
yo, man, I don't got it, man. I don't got it, man. I don't got it. I don't got it, man. All right, man.
Jeez.
I'm upset. I said, yo, you know what? I'm gonna do one even better. My guys, the guy who had it, right? His mom was Haitian. I called his mom's house. Yo, he took my tape. My dad made me that. I really cared about it. Yo, my man called me back to yo, you called my mom? I'm
That's
like, yo, you took
crazy.
my tape?
You're taking
Like,
you're taking things from people's house. Like, what do you
yo, man,
expect,
come
B?
on, man.
Like,
You was in my house. I invited you in. You were there sitting in my room, you know? I was like,
that's
man, come on,
wild.
man. Like I said, it's it's one of those things where you don't really realize that these things affect you getting older. Cause now it's like, okay, you know what? I don't trust anybody.
That's what I'm saying. It's those little things that added up. Oh, this person did this to me. This person did this to me. So now
Right.
you start keep you holding your own cards closer to your chest. You start looking to for in within to handle your business instead of looking outside of yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. It's just one of those situations where it's like situations like that, they don't really pan out for you because you're not expecting it.
Hmm.
Right. Especially when you're younger. They try to take it, all right, we cool. We back friends again. Right. But that little disdain always always sits there. You know, like I remember being in situations where for some odd reason I always wanted to share everything, and I always like I had my car when I was 16,
Hmm.
right? Now I had I had my homeboys, but it became a point where it's like, okay, you know what? You were the guy that was always driving everywhere. For
Hmm.
some people, it doesn't matter. Like don't get it twisted, right? You're gonna find friends that no matter what's going on, you don't mind going above and beyond for, right?
Yeah,
Because they
because it's
know
like
that,
you got the whip. All of a sudden, you're the dude. You know what I mean? You get a new crowd of friends.
right? And it's like, the the sabotage is rarely intentional, right? But you start to realize it as you're going along. Like people have a certain makeup, they have their own certain understanding of certain things. Like some people just want to be in control of the situation and they can't see anything
Well,
beyond that.
it's like they see you doing stuff and they're like, "Come on, man, you don't need to be focusing on this, man. Come hang out with us, man. You're grinding too hard. You've been working on that too much." Like try to throw you off your path. You know what I mean? And it's true. It's not intentional. It's just because you're part of the crew, you're part of the gang, and they're like, "Yo, where's homie?"
Right. They I think they said one time, they said there's three questions you ask yourself every time you're out here doing these things, right? Right. When your friends are doing something, when you're doing something, do your friends go quiet or do they get curious about what you're trying to do? Right. Is anyone in your circle earning more than you? Right. And when did one of them challenge you instead of agreeing with you?
It's
Right.
true.
That's a big deal for me. That's a big deal for me because I've been surrounded by some of everybody.
Hmm.
Right. I've been surrounded by people who no one ever challenged what they do.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just like that's who they are. They're gonna do their thing.
Right. For me, I'm not that person though. Like I'll be real with you. You kind of got to get yourself to the point where it's like I need to figure out what I need to do. I need to push myself to another level right? You got a friend that comes along that says, "Hey, look, we got to push ourselves to other levels. There's no way we're going to be able to do this."
Mhm.
Right? I remember, I remember a friend of mine, right? He and I would, we were all heavyweight, out of shape, out of sorts,
Mhm.
right? And I don't know what it was, man. It was just something about that cat. We were like, I said, man, look, man, we've been in college. Like I decided to go back to school.
Mhm.
Right. So this is where I met him. I'm 30 something years old. I went back to school. So yes, right, you're never too old to go back to school. Right? As
No.
much as they want to
No.
tell you that. You know, I went back to school and I met this cat there and I'm like, I don't know what it was. I think he was going through something more too. Because I think he was going through a divorce at the time when we were in school.
Okay.
Right. So years went so months went by. We went through the first semester and I'm like, yo, I'm in the class with him again. This is cool. Right. I stopped and said, look, man, how do you feel about going to a gym? His response was this: "You find one, I'll roll with you."
That he's down, and
Yeah,
the thing is because you guys were motivated. You guys knew that
yeah,
you need to be dieting better, get in the gym, focus, and you're already in school. It doesn't hurt to hit the
man.
gym simultaneous.
And he's a little bit older than me.
Mhm.
We said, all right, look, man, here's the goal. I was weighing at the time, I think around 240, 250. He was weighing 260,
Mhm.
right? And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, what do you want to do? He said, I'll bet you $1, $1, right? That I'll get to 210 pounds before you do.
Wow,
I
he's
looked at him
motivated.
like I said,
He was
bet,
he was
let's do it.
motivated. He
Cuzzo,
wanted
let me
it.
tell you something. Let me tell you something. There is nothing that can stop friends when they say we're gonna go out here and do it.
It
We're gonna
happens.
make it happen. If two friends are motivated to make it happen, like I used to watch people who say we're gonna go to the gym together and they never
Mhm.
show up.
Yeah.
I used to watch people who say, you know what, we're gonna put this together, never happen. How many times we've been in situations where you're trying to walk the path that you want to bring your friends with you, and it doesn't work out that way.
Nah, they gotta have that same ambition. They gotta have
That
that
same
that
mission,
that
man.
same passion. Otherwise, it's
Man,
just not happening.
dude. So we sitting here, right? Month one goes by, right? I get a phone call, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yo, I can't sleep, man. Me neither.
Hit the
What you want to do?
gym.
Let's go hit the gym. We in the gym 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Right?
Motivated,
like, yo,
motivated.
we say we get home from class, right? We in class, right? Hey man, what you doing today? You going to the gym? Yeah. All right, bet. Right? Right after class.
Mhm.
I remember we had the ab roller machine that the one where where you do the sit-ups and throw the ball, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Man, I kid you not, cuzzo. All right, we sat there on that machine every single day.
and just
Eh,
tossing the medicine
Just
ball
just try, back and
back
forth,
and
back
forth.
e- every single day, right? And it's to the point where we got up and all of this is cramped up,
Nice.
right? We wake up the next morning, well, we in class like,
You can't
okay,
move, can't
okay,
move.
right? Here's the question. All right, so what time we going tonight? Not are we
Yep.
going? What time we
What
going tonight?
time? What time?
Hey man, we can go right after class. Right?
I remember you telling me about a couple of those stories and the motivation and you and your road dog just going in heavy. And it's
Yeah,
true.
man.
Like that's the definition of a good friend. Someone that has a common interest, common goals, that wants to meet or exceed the that benchmark. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And they were willing to make it happen. And you guys had similar schedules. You're like both in school, you had similar courses, and you just had that similar goal, and that's
Yeah.
why it happened. But it's few and far between, I've noticed over the years where you could really find some true friends or people in your corner that actually want to help you achieve. So like that's an example of how to, hit a weight goal or to hit like a losing weight or gaining muscle goal or hitting the gym goal.
Fitness. Yeah.
Fitness. But a lot of what really matters is making money. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
longevity goal, financial goals, like building yourself, taking yourself to that next level. Because I notice people like they grind, like you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you go up, you go down. But as people get older, not everybody stays the test of times. Like I seen a lot of people fall off. And
Of
it's
course,
like
man.
it's not easy to stay on track. And nobody is a robot. Nobody's built like that. So it's like you really need uh that ambition and that drive that you find from within to help you
But
actually attain those goals. Like sometimes your friends can't help you, sometimes your social circle can't help you,
man,
regardless.
I've actually seen. I saw a study today, right? Somebody was. I was reading it, doing the whole scrolling the Instagrams and flipping through and everything else like that. Whenever you get me caught inside that algorithmic loop,
Mm,
right? I saw somebody post on there. They said that gym people usually get frustrated at their friends because they realize how much they lack the discipline,
yes,
right?
exactly.
And that doesn't just go in the gym. That's like anything that has to do in life. If you always have a reason why something is not going your way, right? If everyone else is the reason why you can't succeed, right? You don't want to carry that around you.
No.
Right, you don't want to carry that around you. You don't want that energy to be like, man. You know what? I would have made it if this person didn't do this.
Well,
Right,
that's that guilt trip. You don't need anybody around you that's gonna put you that give you a guilt trip because you're choosing to get out of that rut, because you're choosing to climb higher, because you're choosing to make yourself better. You don't need people around you that's gonna tear you down, even if it's just a snarky comment, even if it's just like
right.
like a sly joke. You don't need people like that in your corner. You need people that's gonna support you, people that's gonna
Of
motivate
course,
you. And
because
that's
man,
one person you want to drop.
man, look, man. Let me tell you something, man. You remember when we used to talk back in the day, right? And the thing about it was is that no matter what was going on, I would hit you up and I'd be in the gym. You saw me
Oh yeah,
get there, and man, it
always,
was crazy, right? And
always.
on that path, you come across the what, man. You how many days you go to the gym a week? 6 days a
Mhm,
week. In your mind, you proud of that. That's your thing. Like I
mhm.
made it to 6 days a week. People don't realize to get to 6 days a week how much you have to get to.
The
Right?
di the
Should
the
you be going to the
discipline.
man?
Mhm.
Should you be going to the gym 6 days a week? Probably not. You probably, you know, you might not actually need to go 6 days a week, right?
Yeah.
But to get to that point, the amount of discipline it takes to get up every single morning and push yourself to that level, right? And for me, right, when my friend was gone, right,
Mhm.
I had to figure this out on my own, right?
Exactly.
So I would go and I'd be there by myself,
Yeah, you had to
right?
self-motivate yourself.
Man, let me tell you something, man. It wasn't long before I gained the weight again, right?
It definitely helped to have somebody in your
It
corner.
helped,
Yeah.
right? But the thing that got me, right, is that as you're doing it, right, you get back out there and you think to yourself, man, you know what? I I I don't have anybody to go with me. I don't have anything to rock with me.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go by myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
It
alone.
gets lonely. Well,
Oh
you've
my
heard that
gosh.
you heard that comment. It gets lonely at the top. And it's like
Yeah,
when you're really focused and when you're driving, there's not really too many people around. It's just you, like as Tupac said, it's just you against the world, me against the world, right?
right.
You're the only person that can hold yourself back, right? So
That's the biggest thing. And it's like it's the you'll start hearing all the excuses, man. I kind of want to. I wish I was like you. I wish I had the discipline like you. Right? Those like the reverse backhanded compliments. I wish I had all that. I wish I could do this.
yeah,
One day
exactly.
we got to link up so we can go work out together. Right?
But
Or you know what?
speaking of all that, that's why like when we came together and we put this podcast together and then we figured out the motivation behind it, that's why we came up with the 1% challenge,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Right. The thing about it is that as you're doing it, right, as you're going, your goal a lot of times is to just get 1% better. And people don't understand. Like I said, right now, like I said, the thing is, excuses are plenty,
Hmm.
Right? Excuses are plenty, reasons are few and far in between. Right? One of the things about the 1% challenge for us is that we want to get you to the point where you're challenging yourself every day by day, just 1% better, not putting it all on the line. Say, you know what? Again, everybody wants to go to the gym 6 days a week. But because mentally you want to get there 6 days a week, you don't even go one.
Exactly.
Right.
It's setting your goals too high. Just start
Right.
with the first step.
Just start with the first step, right? So a lot of times it's just about setting that 1%, right? That
Hmm.
1% challenge, putting yourself together, making things better, right? In fact, I think we have a little something for you. This is the little breakdown right over here.
Yeah, check in, do the power up, check in. Check in, do the power up, power up. Check in, do the power up, check in. Check in, do the power up, check in.
Yes, yes, y'all. How
Yes,
it
that
works,
is the power up check-in.
the 1% challenge. So basically, if you check out our website and you click the link just above or below, wherever you're watching it from, and how the 1% challenge works is you pick one thing, whether it's your money, your body, your craft, your mindset, your business, just pick one thing. And the focus is just to pick one thing and not value. So you do 1% today, whether it's like reading one page, whether it's like one rep in the gym, making one cold call, one phone call, or one saved dollar, like one small thing leads to a bigger thing, right? And when you start to motivate yourself and to make that happen, we want you to look us up and post your proof on Threads. Hit us up on IG. If you look on our Threads, you'll see it's hashtag the Power Up Challenge. And we want to see all the people out there motivating themselves to do 1% better every day. It's a proven fact. If you stick to something for 180 days, like 3 to 4 months, you will grow exponentially. And that's what
Mm,
the 1% Power Up Challenge is all about.
that is amazing. Right? I know me personally, I'm trying to work myself out of that one situation where you just build yourself up small pieces at a time.
Hmm.
Right? I could tell you exactly where what I'm trying to get back. I would love to get back down to my birth weight of 6 pounds 5 ounces.
Bar. Varsky.
Learning a completely different language, being able to communicate more. Right?
Uh-huh.
These are things that you just kind of want to build yourself up. But again, follow us. Look at the Varsky and Miles Power Up Challenge. Look at our website www.vnmnpowerup. Let me see if I have it right over here so you can see for yourself. Uh, Boom. Right, the VNM Power Up. Right, if you look on there, you'll actually see the 1% challenge. Go ahead and click on the link. The link will tell you exactly what it's about. Go on there, find out what it's about. Check it out for yourself. Join us, please. We love you. Be a part of our journey. Let's get back to the business.
Yes, indeed. Motivate yourself with that 1% challenge, man. We're looking to shout some people out, so we want to see the evidence, right?
Definitely,
Some
man.
before and
Definitely.
afters, and just put it up on our Threads. We'll shout you out, and we got some gifts coming for the people that's actually putting in the work. So
Yes. Right. You
so
know,
amongst changing your social circle to motivate yourself to be that much better to reach your full potential, like it's been known that it gets lonely, because if you start like cutting people off or focusing more on yourself or motivating, just having that tunnel vision, it starts to get lonely and you start to outgrow people, and it gets painful for some, but at the same time you got to realize and you got to know that you're doing this for your greater good, for your better good, right? Whether you're doing it for
man,
yourself, your family, your kids, whoever, you
because
know
I have a phrase that I carry with me. Go the road alone. You'll meet who you'll need to meet along the way.
hmm
Right. A lot of people will hold on because they have the vision of growing big with their boys or their homegirls or their family members. We're going to do this huge. No matter what it is, universally speaking, not everybody's going to mesh with you.
yeah.
Not everybody. When you find a family member that can run with you and do what needs to be done, you're blessed. Take that and don't take that for granted. If you find a friend that's willing to run with you, right? Don't take that for granted. A lot of us have been spoiled, and we're over. We take a look at the LeBron James situation where all of his homeboys are running with him, right? And they
Hmm.
built this huge conglomerate where they take over everything. You know, you got Jay-Z who runs with Tata and OG1. These guys have been together for ages,
Yeah, so
right?
there is
Yeah,
some rare cases out there
right.
where people do, birds of a feather flock together, and they make things happen over a lifetime. That does happen, but more than often, people are only in your life for a season, not
But
for
that's the
not for
thing,
the
right?
whole not for the whole duration,
But
right?
see, that's the point of the whole birds of a feather thing, though, right? Because if you think about it, right, not yeah, there's that guy in the clique that's like, yo, we banging these things out, right? I man, there's always that person. There's always people in the clique like, man, you know what? I know that guy. He's always that hustler, but you never see him around them,
Hmm.
right? You never see him around him. Like you know him, but you never really see them around him,
He's off making his
right?
thing happen.
Right. You know, and they talk about because they see it happening, but when he was in the process of putting it together, no one believed in him
Exactly. Only
because if you
when
did,
things started to flourish, all of a sudden
right
they
now,
come
I
back
know
into
him.
your
That's my
life.
homeboy, right? It's a thing. It's like I've seen so many times that the person who's trying to get somewhere is criticized by the people who are not anywhere,
Hmm.
right? I've
Typically,
seen
yeah.
it typically, you know what I'm saying? And the thing that I've seen, I still remember somebody telling me a long time ago that, you know, a broke person can't tell a rich person how to get rich,
Hmm.
right? I'm like, well, a blind person can tell a deaf person, don't go over there by stopping them. Hey, look, I can see what's getting ready going on, right? You're in a place right now where it's like, no matter how it looks, right? These things is like you have to carry the road alone, right?
100%.
Don't be don't stop for a second to think about what you need to do and who's not going to be there because honestly, sometimes it's your journey.
Well, you can't stunt your growth, waiting on other people. It's like sometimes you get the message, sometimes you get the vision, sometimes you have that tingly feeling. Hey, let me make this happen. Let me use my resource over here, or my connection over here, or this person in my network over here. They threw me a bone. Let me make good
Of
on it.
course, man.
Let me go for it. This is what I want to do. Sometimes you just got to do that, right? Everybody's journey is different, and everybody's always looking for that end goal, but time and time again and more often I hear like the journey is actually the destination. So if you could wrap your mind around that and understand the journey is the destination, not your friends or your social groups or all these people, a lot of times those are people holding you back.
No, it's true. I mean, a lot of times, and the thing about you have to remember is that you don't have to cut everybody off,
Nah,
right? But you do have to set yourself up to be away from everything so you can build yourself up,
that's
right?
word.
If you start realizing, hey, man, you know what? I'm getting a lot of energy that I don't need for this situation. If I kind of need more support. And, as I'm saying this, people are just looking at you like, true, true.
And
Right. That used to be always one of my biggest things, man. Like I used
a
to
lot
hate it.
of that var, it's like, like after a certain period of time of life experience, you get through your 20s, you get through your 30s. When you're at this point now, you have some experience under your belt. Now it's time to like shed the weight that you don't need, you know what I mean? And you start building a new circle. You start interacting with people that's going to help you get to the where you want, right? You don't want to plateau. You don't want to be comfortable anytime. You always want to be looking for growth, right? So
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. I
100%.
agree with that. I agree with that because, like I said, it's one of those things where you don't realize it. Cause I'm gonna be real with you, right? And this is gonna be we're gonna podcast or not. Let's be real, man. Look, there's some vultures out there,
Oh yeah,
There's
there's
some vultures
vultures
out there.
everywhere.
This man, look, man, we deal with it on
Energy
a regular basis.
vultures,
Dude, it's
energy
crazy,
vultures, because you
right?
you be shining, then all of a
Right?
sudden you have these
And
people in
somebody,
your circle. Like, where did these people come from? And it's like
right? And you
they're
gotta
nice, they're
you gotta
smiling,
realize
but they
that.
they just taking that energy, So
Look, man,
there's vampires out there for sure.
people's mentalities, they shut everything down no matter what it is. You can sit back and put yourself in a place where you think you're doing everything in the world, right? And you're not. But you know what?
Hmm.
You're so caught up in your own ego that you actually believe that you're actually doing something special, right?
Hmm.
So you're out here now, you're sucking the energy out of everything,
Hmm.
right? These are the people that you want to surround yourself with, right? And you look at it, you got to think about that. Do you really want to surround yourself with these people? If you wake up in the morning and this is the first thing you hear is how bad everything is, you remove yourself from the situation. It's a hard pill to swallow. It really
It's
is.
true.
It's a
It
hard pill to swallow. And
and
the
it's
thing
a
about
it,
it is that
it's a sorry
you
sorry to
got to
chop you right there, but it's challenging to go through all those steps. It's not a one night process. It's not a 2 week
no,
process.
man.
It's a process that you realize, like, it's time for me to take this step. It's time for me
But you see,
to move in this direction. It's one
people
of
don't know
those.
how to. People don't know when that comes up though. That's the
Hmm.
thing. You don't realize when it comes up. The hardest part about all that stuff is that you could be sitting here and you're wondering, why is it so difficult for me to get to here? Okay, there's only two reasons why it's difficult. Either one, you're in the problem or you are the
Hmm.
problem. That's
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? You're in the problem or you are the problem. Your
Some
mindset
so,
has to be able to take, right? Your
you gotta
mindset has to
you
be able
gotta
to take
step
you out of it,
away. You gotta
right?
step away sometimes from everything and be able to, like, recalibrate and focus and be like, what's working for me and what's not working for me, what makes me
You got to
feel
be
good
able to
and
understand.
what doesn't make me feel good. Just
You
those
got to be able to
basic.
understand what's going on around you. You have to be able to understand. Spatial awareness is crazy, right?
Hmm.
You know, I've seen people sometimes where, you know, they're so caught up in their own hype, they actually believe they're doing more than they're actually doing, right? And then, and they're like, you'd be like, oh, you know what? These guys have a podcast. I bet you ain't never gonna mention where he got the knowledge of podcast from. My
Wow.
G, we never talked about podcasts. Why would I've gotten it from you? Right?
Well, it's
you know,
everybody's always got something to say, and everyone's gonna say, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for me. But VAR, I'm telling
but
you,
that's the point.
if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for you, to say, hey, let's go do this and stick to it. And it's one thing to come up with an idea, but to stay consistent, to stay disciplined, to make yourself better on a daily, a weekly, an hour basis, to be able to cut your losses, to be able to get, put beat down and get yourself up and find a new position and still keep going, and to dust yourself, to fall multiple times and still get up and say, you know what, it it's all about you. If you want it, those things are going to come into your life path on your
That's the
journey.
thing, though.
So
That's
you
the
have
thing,
to
though.
want it.
You have to understand. That's the part where people don't. They want to do things, right? You have to understand that part, right? These are the parts that everybody that you have to understand, especially as a person who is trying to get here in this world, right? People have to understand that part,
Hmm.
right? You want to get somewhere, right? You have to decide and literally become a little delusional about it, right? You
Literally.
have to be everybody who I've seen reach a certain level of success becomes delusional,
Yeah, they
right?
want it. They want it.
I'm out here 5 o'clock in the morning and getting up and going to the gym when I could be sleeping in my bed. That's not delusional to you, right?
It sounds
You know,
delusional, but when
that's
you finally get into that groove, it's so rewarding.
no, no, no,
And
no, no. You got it. No, no, hold on. Forget the groove for 1 second. Forget the groove. See, we're going to the end result. No,
Mhm,
no, no, no more. No, 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 no. Here, convincing yourself every single day to get up, walk that path.
mhm.
When
1%
everything
better.
says, when everything says no, when everything says no, you get up every single day, you walk that path.
Oh yeah.
There's got to be a part of you that says, "Nah, we
Yes.
can't do this." You
It
know it. You know
it
it,
comes
and
up.
that's the thing,
It
right? And you
comes
got
up for sure.
that's the voice that you got to talk to sometimes. I think there's a
Hmm.
lot of people out there who have that voice, and I think a lot of times we got to be able to speak to that voice. Hey, look, no,
Yes.
no, no. You know what? I'm waking up in the morning, right? I want to lay back down. I can sleep 2 or 3 more minutes. No, you can't.
Hmm. Make it
No, you
happen.
can't. You can't get up. Get up. Because you know what? Where you need to be, you're already behind 1%.
Hmm.
Right? If you can't even make a 1% effort to get forward, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
And that's not
That's the
much
point.
to
It's 1%.
ask. That's
No.
not that's
Right.
not much to ask. And you're the
But
only person that gets better.
but that's the thing, Cuzzo. That's where you look at it and it's like you gotta be you gotta push yourself to a certain level now.
Hmm.
Right? I think a lot of times we start thinking that we're gonna like I've watched people who said, I'm gonna run a marathon.
Hmm.
Great, great, great. When? It's Saturday. I don't remember you training at all. Oh,
Yeah, you
now
gotta
you a hater. Oh, I'm a hater now.
you gotta train for a marathon
Right? But
or be
that's
willing to
life.
never quit. Yeah. Life is a
That's life.
marathon.
You gotta train for that marathon. You gotta wake up one morning and you gotta talk yourself out of the BS you thinking in your head. I need
Hmm.
to sleep longer. Right. I saw a video one day and I forgot where it was. Right. The key to a lot of these things, especially when it comes to sleep, wake up the same time every day.
Yeah. I had a professor
Right.
tell me that. A
You know,
professor told me that wake up the same time every single day, Saturday
every
and
day.
Sunday. If you do that, you could achieve anything.
Right. But you know the thing is that your body will start to shut down at a certain time so you can wake up every time at that same day.
Hmm. It's so
Right. So
true.
you're taking responsibility for your own actions. Accountability is key in this
Hmm.
world.
Hmm.
Right. No one is responsible for your success. Right. The day you wake up and you blame people for you not getting somewhere, think about that for a second. Think about that. I'm not where I need to be because of you.
Nah, nah. Look at
Right.
yourself. Look at yourself first before you start
You
pointing
know,
fingers.
that's the biggest part about it is they always say what they say when you point at somebody else, three more are pointing back at you.
Exactly.
All right. Those are the
Exactly.
biggest things, man. Like it's and I'm sorry to go on this energetic, but I felt like there was a part that we needed to go to. And I realize right now, and I've been doing a disservice to our fans and our subscribers. And we got a few subscribers out there. We've
Yeah,
got a
we have
few
a
subscribers out
few.
there.
We're starting to
And
grow out
honestly,
there, and we appreciate every single one of y'all.
to talk to y'all more, like literally, I'll be 100% honest with you. Right. Me personally, I will always talk to the you inside of you.
Hmm.
I don't care about the surface level garbage because you know what? We can all see that. I'm talking to the monster inside of you that's bigger than you, right? The one that you have to get over every single day to make your content happen. The one that you have to get over every single day to turn around and make your life different. The one that you're looking at every single day and say, you know what? We can take today off, even though we've only been going for 3 hours. No, right? You got to get yourself. I saw a friend of mine said, man, work has me extremely tired. It's because you're still thinking about it.
Well, Var,
I'll
I
be
think,
real
I,
with you.
I think that's our mission, and that's the hat that we wear. Like the Varsky and Mons Power Up podcast. It's here to power you up. It's here to
Right.
motivate people and to like let people
But I want to
say,
say that
"Hey,
though.
you got to make your thing happen."
But I want to
That's
say that
that's
though.
what it's
Like
about.
like the thing about it is that you're still tired. This is the part. This is the part where it's going to be. You got to realize, man. No matter what it is, right? You're tired. You're going to be tired. You're going to be tired. Again, I'm not. My mentality is this. All right. You're tired. You're going to be tired. You're going to keep on being tired until you get used to being tired. Then you won't be tired because you're still
Yeah,
thinking about it. When
it'll
you
be
think
normal.
about it over and over and over again, guess what happens? When you're in that moment, right? And you're thinking about running a mile, you're thinking about 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, 50 meters. 20 meters. When a mile becomes easy to you, you're not watching anymore, all of a sudden it's 2 miles, right? Your body already is ready. Your mind is prepared to quit. Your mind is prepared to quit no matter what it is you want to do. Right. If you surround yourself with a mindful with people whose mindset is quitting, you will justify every single bit of what you're trying to do.
And the,
Right.
the
You
thing
got
is like nobody who ever achieved any type of greatness, any type of success gave up. Even like I saying before, if you stumble, you fall, you get up, you keep at it. Like you can't quit. You if you need to, you could take a break, but you can't quit. You got to keep going. And tired is secondary. Like everybody gets tired, everybody gets
right.
hungry, everybody gets thirsty, but it's the one that says, you know what, I'm making this happen. That's the one who achieves. So,
That's the one. Right. Being able to put that together, being able to build upon that, being able to see exactly what's going on and find your way, that's the one that's going on. And it's not going to be easy. It's never easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
mhm.
Right? If it was easy, there'd be people in the crowd chanting your name every time you did it. Like, I kid you not. If it was
Wow.
easy. Yeah. People
Wow.
don't show up until you make it look easy.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
And you
and
know
they're
what
like
happens when you
they're like,
become
"Yeah, man, I'm here for the party, man."
and you know what happens when you make it look easy? They get mad at you for making it look easy because you know what? You're different now.
Mhm.
Right? You're different now. You change. You don't act the same anymore. I think Jay-Z said it best. He's like, no, I didn't work this hard to stay the same.
Nah, man.
And
And
technically, I didn't. The technical part is I didn't change. You did because now you see me differently.
and the thing is,
Right.
on this journey, because every day is a new episode in your journey. On this journey, it's like, yeah, you're gonna gain a few, you're gonna lose a few, you're gonna be lonely, you're gonna be focused, but at the end of the day, you're making yourself better. and
That's
and
it.
and that and we live by it. Like if you look at VAR, if you look at Mons, every single episode, every single day, we make ourselves 1% better. We wouldn't challenge the people out there if we weren't doing the same for ourselves. So,
Right. That's the thing. If you're gonna do it, like do it. Like for instance, right? Let's be real. The things that you see here that we're doing, a lot of it isn't possible if one clear minds didn't prevail. I
mhm,
didn't. Me and Mozzie didn't link up with a group of our friends. Nah, man.
no,
He came to Orlando. He came here to come visit um, on vacation.
oh
We
yeah,
sat back and it wasn't the first time he was here. We've been going back and forth for years. We worked on Tycoon's TV together,
mhm,
right?
different
Editing videos and
productions,
different
yeah,
productions, everything else like that, right? You know what? It's oh goodness. It wasn't until we actually got on the same wavelength, and we believe it or not, we were always on that same wavelength. He's like, you know what? Let's create something
for
for us,
ourselves, yes,
for us, right? And a lot of times it wasn't like I'm telling you, Monzi is the biggest congratulator in the world. Biggest congratulator in the world. When it comes down to like he's like that's surrounding yourself with people who want to see you win, right? But we talked about doing a podcast because there was people who do podcasts and they just talk about whatever,
they were
right?
talking
But I
about
remember,
garbage. That
right,
that was a huge motivation because there's all different types of content creators and different podcasts, but we
right,
thought, or I thought personally, that there's a lot of garbage out there, and if we brought some value to the platform, people would love it. So that was the
right.
motivation.
And one of the biggest things I remember is because I was telling him how I was working with the Concierge Doc podcast with Dr. Jason
Hmm.
Littleton, right?
Yeah,
And I realized that on Riverside, he and I are in two different countries. We can literally create the podcast like this. And seeing that the big expansion they've done with a lot of the things they were doing, it became a perfect platform for us to create what we did. Not to mention, I loved how when if anything happened, it still kept recording.
exactly. And with
Right.
Riverside, like we're online, the software is cutting edge. It keeps upgrading, and this has led us to create our best content yet. Like Riverside helps us create our podcast, it helps us create our live streaming. Like everything that we do are short clips. It helps us streamline everything we do. So enlisting, that software and Riverside has helped us streamline everything we got going on. So it's like amongst dropping people that we didn't necessarily need in our circle, we added new software. That's one
Man.
way how we kind of curved, how we curved the the edge that we needed to get over, right?
Yeah, nah, and honestly, if it comes down to it, if you're looking to create your own podcast, go ahead and hit our description. You'll see it for yourself. All you got to do is just go here, boom, right? You'll see the Riverside link. We're gonna put this link in the description below. All right, feel free, click the link. Tell them Varsky and Mon send you. Happy
That's what's up.
creating. On
Hmm.
that note, Cuzzo, I think we've done enough for today. If you like us, love us, hit the subscribe button, push the like button, tell your friend about what we told your friends. All
Hmm.
right. We are here for you. You are here for us. Honestly, once again, I am, and that is the Cuzzo.
It's your boy. That's what's up, y'all. Till
We
the
just gonna
next
sit here and look at
episode.
Yo, we out. We should hold it like this for a little bit.